I'm Dan Snipes.
And I'm Kelly Whiteman Snipes from Rochester, Indiana.
We farm around 300 acres, mainly corn, soybeans, and we also, a few years ago, started growing some alfalfa.
Just this past year, I had convinced Dan to put out a few acres of alfalfa. It's been really neat to do that, and I can market small quality alfalfa bales to equine customers and goat and some cattle people. And so it's really cool to be able to work one-on-one with the consumer, with the customer, whereas row cropping, we take our grain to an elevator, and then at that point, we don't really get to meet the person consuming our products. So it's been kind of neat to be able to change gears a little bit.
My day-to-day job, I actually sell farm equipment for New Holland, Rochester. The long-term ambition is to farm full-time. The supplemental income will help us grow for the future. We typically start planting corn in May, and then it goes pretty fast for us. Typically, the planting season lasts about 2 weeks. Soybeans, it goes in the ground pretty quick, a lot quicker than it comes out of the field come fall. After we plant the seed, we come back in and we put a little nitrogen in on, and then we do preventative maintenance, do some spraying periodically when we see weed pressure. Hay is a little more labor intensive. We primarily do small square bales for our local demand. We typically get 4 cuttings of alfalfa. About every 30 days, we're doing it again.
I grew up on a small farm in a small town with my family, working alongside my dad. We had horses and spent our summers doing hay, and I always thought that's what all kids did. So I didn't really realize how unique our lifestyle was until I went down to college. Since there's only a very small percent of us left in the population who actually do live on a farm, I thought it'd be really neat to share my life here as a modern farmer. So I started a blog called Old Blue Silo. It was a lot of fun because I had people from all over the country writing to me who grew up on a farm that moved away to the city and loved how I could take them back to that lifestyle. It's fun to kind of break some of those stereotypes that come with being a farm wife. I don't can, I don't quilt, I don't have a garden, I don't do some of those traditional things. Some of my classmates thought I'd be doing when I'd marry a farmer. I kind of found a niche for a while, really diving deep into the working operations of our farm. Consumers were disconnected from where their food comes from. So I started writing, just sharing the facts and sharing our story, and dabbled in that quite a bit. This organization has helped us come out of our shell a little bit. Our regional manager and leadership at the state have said, what do you guys need from us? Some of the first things I've got involved with was the Women's Communications Boot Camp, where I had to write a speech and present it. I learned some skills on that day that I apply to other things that I do to this day. And I ended up becoming our State Young Farmer Committee's chair. And I know I was the second female to become the chair. And so that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing that and grew a lot, and I hope I brought some unique aspects to the table with that opportunity.
The thing about Farm Bureau is there's always somebody fighting for agriculture. Whether we see it here locally, or we see it down at the state, or we see it in Washington. Telling our stories, because our voice might seem small, but we tell the right people, our voice can be very big. I'm Dan Snipes.
And I'm Kelly Whiteman Snipes from Rochester, Indiana. And we found our voice with Indiana Farm Bureau.